fellow Toastmasters and guests. I want you to tell me the truth tonight, and you can show me by raising your hands. When you were a little child, did you like taking a nap?
Did I like it? No.
You liked it.
No.
What? We have some wonderful people here who love taking naps. Well, I'm going to tell you a story tonight about a blue-eyed, blonde, curly-headed boy who's 3 years old, and he is the love of my life. He is my grandson, Ansel. Now, Ansel is the only boy with 3 sisters. And everybody needs an Ansel in their house because Ansel does everything his parents ask him to do. If he, and when they ask him to sit down and eat his dinner, he sits down and he eats. If they say, go take a nap, he walks up the stairs and takes a nap. If he asks him to throw the trash away, he throws the trash away and thinks it's a game. I mean, is this a wonderful boy? He's just terrific. Now, I say all these things because it was true. It's not true anymore. A few months ago, he started telling us no, he would not take a nap. Now, the reason I know so much about this little family is every Friday, Bob, my husband, and I arrive at their house by 8 o'clock in the morning, and we leave at 6 or 7 at night. So I have a part in these children's lives, a big part. And one day, 2 weeks ago, Heather, our daughter, was not there, and we were there with Ansel and his twin sister, Hannah. And it was after lunch, and I said, Ansel, it's time to take a nap. And he looked at me and he said, no. And I laid down the law. I said, Ansel, let's have a race. We're going to go run up those stairs, and I'm going to beat you. Well, that took care of that. He raced up those stairs, and he beat me. And I said, Ansel, it's time for a nap. And he says, no. Well, for some reason, Bob was already upstairs. And Ansel he got on this feather bed, a down comforter, and he got in there and he just wiggled in it, and he just thought he was going to get away with something. But there is no debating when you deal with me. So Bob took all 4 corners of the comforter and he pulled him into Ansel's room. Well, Ansel thought this was great fun and he started laughing. And then he looked at me and he said, Grandma, would you please take a nap with me? And, what else could I do? I decided this might not work, but I'm going to give it a try. And Bob looks at the 2 of us, and he shakes his head and leaves, because he knows nothing's going to work. But I just thought, this is going to be all right. And so he says, Grandma, you can sleep in my bed, and I'll sleep here on the down comforter. I said, fine. So I figured this is going to be just great. I lay down on his bed, and then Ansel is wiggling in that feather bed. And then, all of a sudden, he looks at me, and my eyes are just like this because I don't want Ansel to see that I'm looking at him. But he thinks I'm asleep. And so he tiptoes over to me, and when he gets pretty close, I sit up and I go, wow! And Ansel just loved it. And he jumped up and he ran back to his feather bed on the hard floor. Well, I knew we're going to have some more fun. So I lay down on his bed and I start snoring. And, oh, he knows I'm asleep. So he gets up and he tiptoes over there. I'm looking at him thinking he can't see me looking at him. And he comes over, "You're awake, Grandma!" And then we just start laughing and laughing and laughing. We laugh and laugh and laugh. We have so many good laughs. And he says, "Grandma, it's so hard over there." I said, "Well, Ansel, do you want to sleep in your own bed?" He said, "Yes, I want to sleep in my own." "Okay, Ansel, you can sleep in your own bed." But he said, "I want you to sleep with me too, Grandma." I said, "Oh, sure, sure." And so I said, but I laid down the law and I said, "Ansel, you cannot talk, you cannot wiggle, and you have to close your eyes." He said, "Oh, sure, sure." So he does it. 2 seconds later, he's wiggling. His eyes are open. He's not doing anything I said. And I said, "I got to leave, Ansel. I can't take this anymore. I got to sleep somewhere else." He says, "No, Grandma, just stay. I promise, I promise." So I said, "Okay, Ansel, I'll stay. We'll try this one more time." And Ansel laid there for 2 seconds because I was in his special spot. And there's not much room in a twin bed. So I said, "Ansel, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I've had it." And he said, "Okay, Grandma." And so I left, and Ansel went to sleep. And as I was walking down the stairs, I passed Hannah's room. And Hannah's his twin sister. And Hannah heard me. She gets down on the floor and puts her fingers under the door, and she says, "Grandma, Grandma, Grandma, I want out of here. I want out of here. I want to play with you." So I said, "Okay, Hannah, sure." So I unlocked the door, and Hannah and I played together the rest of the afternoon, because Hannah never sleeps. She only plays with her toys and sings songs and screams for everybody to let her out of her room. So no, Hannah just does not sleep. So then we went and played. Well, fast forward to dinner that night, and at dinner, we're all sitting around the table, and 10 minutes into dinner, Ansel pipes up. He said, "Grandma, you're the greatest." And I thought, how true. But my way of being a peacemaker and making children mind is using fun and laughter. Because my goal is to make my grandchildren have patience, respect authority, and have a love for the Lord.
All right.